Oh shit, I sprayed way too much of my setting spray. I was just enjoying it far too much. You know when you get into it and you're just like boom, 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 boom. Oh my gosh. Anyways, now I'm soaking wet. So yes. Why am I red? Oh. Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing really well today. I can't help but be completely and utterly distracted by my new cactus plants. I know, she's rather... I can't help but feel that this cactus is somewhat phallic in nature. It's just like a cock surrounded by lots of little testicles. I mean, oh my gosh, I feel like this cactus was just made for my makeup room. But anyway, guys, right, I'm going to put the cactus back now because, yeah, I know, it's hilarious. But also, I mean, it's not what we came here to talk about today. And definitely not what you came here to watch today. But, oh my gosh, it just looks so funny in the background. I can just see it out of the corner of my eye. But I'm going to have to move that. I don't think you can stay here, cactus, because you're just too funny. Anyway, guys, so we're actually here today to try out a new Guicami eyeshadow palette that I got from AliExpress. So this palette's called the Good as Gold palette. I think that she looks absolutely beautiful, very kind of glamorous, but oddly kind of everyday wearable. It's these kind of, you know, the metallic-y / shimmer shades. They just take it to a whole other like glamour puss level. I have tried one other Guicami palette, which was the Orange You Glad palette, which I really loved. I thought the mattes were brilliant, but the shimmers were not so good. So I'm really interested to see if this palette will follow the same suit. Will the mattes be bomb diggity and will the shimmers be shit? We just don't know, but we are sure going to find out. So this palette cost a super affordable price of £1.76. That's under £2. Like, just absorb that info for 1 second. Like, this little lady here cost under £2. Part of me is thinking, like, how can she be good? How can she? I'm going to begin with some swatches just so that we can get a little bit of a feel for the formulas in this palette. So first I am going to go in with the shimmers. It does appear that you get a few different kind of formulas here because this one, it seems a little bit more like a kind of foil. It definitely feels very soft, but at the same time it doesn't feel like it's like a solid mass. Oh, yes, bitch. It looks absolutely gorgeous. We're going to go into this kind of yellow gold shade. Oh gosh, guys, jeez, gosh, so far this is looking good. Oh, this feels so soft. Oh, guys, I've not stretched my throat that much since last time oh my gosh. So guys, this is the most glorious champagne. Oh my gosh, like this champagne shade definitely feels cream-like. Like I'm not buying any argument that it's a powder because it's not. This is definitely a cream. The other two were beautifully buttery soft metallics. Oh gosh, guys, I think we're in for a treat today. I'm not going to swatch every single shadow just because I'm just so excited to actually get into the main look. I'll swatch the rest after the video and I will insert that somewhere within the video, but we're going to just try a couple of the mattes. So I'm going to go in with the black, like why not? That feels so soft. That ain't a matte. That just ain't. I mean, it definitely looks like a matte, but no, she is a cream or something. Okay, so not great, but oh my gosh, it feels so soft. I'm going to go in with this chocolate brown and this brown. I would definitely say that although this palette looks like it's a mix of, oh, that wasn't so good, was it? Oh, you never know. Maybe with this palette, the mattes aren't going to be great and the shimmers are going to be like the stars of the show. I actually thought that there were more mattes in this palette than there actually are. I didn't realise that this one is not a matte, this one is not a matte, and this one definitely does not feel like a matte. We only actually have a couple of mattes really. Okay, so I knew that you would really want to see swatches of this palette and I didn't want to deny you of that. So after the video, I just went ahead and I swatched them all just so that you could see how they look. I think overall they come off amazingly. Okay, so as always, before applying any eyeshadow, I'm going to pop on my Tone Activator Eye Base by Kaleidos Makeup. This is my fave. I use her every single time I apply eyeshadow. I always end up putting way too much on, is the only problem. Okie dokie, right, so... Oh, I thought I was done, but actually no, I'm not done. I am going to begin the look today using this. It's kind of like an orangey yellow shade. I feel like this would be a really pretty transition, so I'm just going to buff that from the edge of my crease all the way throughout. And yes, I am trying to show off my nails because I absolutely love this colour. Oh. Also, just to mention, this palette does not have a mirror. It is a cardboard kind of situation, but do you know what? For £1.76, I really will not judge the packaging. It's all about the quality of the eyeshadows. Okay, so this does look to be a very light shade in the pan, so I mean I was not expecting to get all that much from it, but like you can definitely see her. I've tapped back into the pan and I'm just applying a second layer of this. Oh, do you know what? This is a Gojina. Like, look at that. Oh, there's an ambulance outside. I think that after only 2 dips back into the pan, this shade is actually giving us a whole lot right now. She said, I'm going to do the most for you today. Next, we are going to go in with this shade here. It's a beautiful kind of a light brown, but it almost has this kind of mauvey kind of feel to it. And just to check, yeah, this one definitely does feel like a matte. I feel like I can't really trust these shadows. Like they look like a matte, but no, they're actually like a cream. Sticking with the crease for now, so I'm just going to pop her on. As always, I have no idea what kind of look we're going to go for today, but I'm just like a huge fan of these kind of orangey, yellow, brown, you know, like very kind of warm toned autumnal shades. Very similar to how it looks in the pan on the lid. So I'm just kind of focusing that on the outer V for now, but I am going to take it inwards as well. This is an extremely easy to blend shadow. It almost feels like a cream, but it just blends out like so effortlessly. Can you see that? It kind of reminds me a lot of they're not mattes, but like the non-shimmer shadows in the Febble Eternal Charm palette, which I did do a look with that palette recently, and the palette is just insanely good. The shadows just blend out like literally with the minimum of effort. This definitely does remind me a lot of the shadows in that palette, which if you saw my video recently, you will know I absolutely adore that palette. So let's just say this is looking really good so far. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment just to bring the other eye up to the same level as this one. Okay, so can you see like there's just a slight bit of I don't know, it just looks a bit patchy just up here where I've applied the brown shade. So I've just been kind of working super hard just to try and kind of finesse it, try and get that blended out. But whenever I look at myself now, all I can see is that. And I'm not quite sure why we can still see it and why it's kind of refusing to kind of, you know, blend out. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to like just ignore it and pretend it's not there for a while and move on to something else. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with that beautiful brown shade and I'm just going to pop that under my eye, and I'm also then going to add a little bit of this orangey yellow shade and I'm going to just blend that into the brown. I'm going to take it down quite low because I actually want to create quite a kind of dirty, grungy, autumnal look today. Okay, so I've done the under eye, and yes, I am still incredibly frustrated about what we've got going on up here. I am going to do a little bit of a cut crease because I ultimately know that I want to go in with this beautiful rose gold. I think this is probably the most appropriately described as being a foil. I am just going to cut the crease a little bit just to get that bit of definition, and then we are going to go in. I was thinking, oh, am I? Did you see that? Did you see the cogs in my brain working? Because then I was thinking, oh, should I do like a spotlight? No, I'm not. I'm going to do the cut crease. Okay, yeah. Okay, decided. So to create the cut crease, I'm going to be popping a little bit of the It Cosmetics concealer. So the reason why I said little with inflection is because this is the fullest coverage concealer known to man, so you only need the tiniest bit. I can only ever use this to cut my crease because she's just too thick and too heavy to use on my under eye. I know a lot of people absolutely love her, but for me being 36 years old, unfortunately my under eyes, they do not love her. By the way, I'm shit at this. Look at me, like presenting this like super confidently, like, oh yes, this is going to be easy. It's going to be no problem. When, you know, really I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like winging it once again. Will it work? Will it not? We just don't know. Okay, so I'm going to just select this brush, which definitely has not been washed for about 6 months. Luckily, I seem to have built up quite a good immune system. I very rarely get ill, so that's kind of my excuse now for not washing my brushes. You know, other people when they're doing a cut crease and they kind of look up and it just all looks so easy. It's just not. This is my technique, if you could call it a technique. It's probably an insult to techniques to call this a technique, but I just kind of place the brush, you know, on the edge. So I place it at the highest point where I want it to be, and then I just kind of, I bring it back. And that's probably why it always looks shit. Do you know what? I'm now rethinking. I don't know if I will go in with the foil on the lid. I'm going to actually begin with this shade here, which is called 24K. It's kind of like a champagne shade, but just is so soft. It actually feels like not even like a cream, like almost like a putty. You know, if you dig your finger in it, it leaves an indent. So I'm just going to, oh, I forgot this palette does not have a mirror. So, okay. Use my finger and I'm just going to, oh wow, that's really beautiful. I don't know how well you can see that because I don't think it's coming off as beautiful maybe in the camera as to how it looks in person. It actually has a lot more of like a yellowy gold kind of appearance. Now it's on the lid. I'm loving the look of it and it is applying really well with the finger. I'm making a complete mess of this. There was absolutely no point me trying to do the cut crease because yeah, I've already gone way over the lines. So I mean, yeah. That was just a waste of time. I feel like this side looks a lot more yellowy gold than the other side, which is bizarre. I am next going to go in with the same brush that I used for my cut crease, but I'm gonna actually do things properly right now, which I feel incredibly proud of myself about. I'm actually wiping it off on a very, very, very dirty wipe, but again, I have a good immune system, so you know what, I think it's fine. Someone's at the door. I think this is my cult beauty delivery of more makeup that I just don't need. Okay, so next we're going to go in with the shade Au Fait, I think she's called. Yes, no she's not, she's called O Team. Where did I get Au Fait from? I'm just going to go in first with the brush. I don't know why I always apply shimmers with my finger, but and that was my text letting me know that the delivery was successful. Don't you just love modern technology? It's just great. But it's kind of like, why do you need to text me when, like, I've just received the delivery? Like, not me personally, Honey's, he's like my delivery accepting person today. But, like, why do they need to text you as if, like, oh, you don't know? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I realised that the brush application was just not working. So I am going to go in with my finger to apply this. I think because she is a foil, you really need the added pressure that comes with using your finger to apply, just to, you know, kind of melt her into the lid. There she is, just on the centre. I really think she looks beautiful, but the only thing I will mention is if you have older eyelids, so, you know, if your eyelids are a little bit like textured, a bit. But if you've got like eyelids like mine that are like taut and basically if you're not 21 still, I do think that this kind of foiled shadow formula will definitely emphasise like, you know, I'm going to say it, okay, baggy eyelids. There, I said it. The more you kind of layer up, the worse it's going to look on your lid because it's just going to highlight the baggy eyelid situation like even more. But do you know what, I think this is looking so good. It's kind of like a autumnal rainbow. in that we've got gold, we've got champagne, we've got a bit of the orange, we've got the brown. Oh yeah. For some reason, like this shadow over on this side is not looking as good. I don't know if it's something to do with my lights and where my lights are placed. This eye, it kind of looks like I'm testing out two different palettes, like the genuine palette and the fake palette, because this side we've got a lot of like, you know, glow and metallic sheen, and over on this side we've not, and I don't know quite why that is. Like, why is that, guys? I promise I am literally using just the one palette today, but it looks so different. Do you know what? I'm just going to finesse what we've already got. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop my mascara on, and then we are going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, so I'm just using my finger and I'm just really trying to build up this beautiful kind of foiled kind of gold shadow, and still I just feel like for some reason this eye just looks better than this eye, and I can't work out why. I even went in with my brush and applied a bit of the foil shimmer on this side because I realised that that's what I'd done on this side to begin with, but I don't know, they just look completely different. I must say that the star of the show for me is this beautiful champagne kind of cream-like shade on the eyes. It kind of looks like that. I don't know, if I name this, I would name it ice cream, because it's got that beautiful, like, very, very light champagne look, but with a hint of yellow, and I just think that really works so well just to open up my eyes. Also, I think it really does complement the brown tones and the golds. Overall, I'm actually super impressed with this palette, and if this colour story is something that you feel like, you know, you would want in your life, then I definitely don't think you would be disappointed with the quality of the eyeshadows. Before I apply my mascara, I am just going to finish off the rest of my face, and I just thought that I would show you what products I'm using, because these are two products that I recently tested from AliExpress and I really, really love them. So I just thought, you know, it's another opportunity to show you them again because they're really, really good. And if you missed my other video, you can now be introduced to a couple of really banging products from AliExpress. The first product, which is it describes itself as a blush, but I think of this more as a glowy blush or a highlighter. This is definitely like a baked formula. It's very light, very smooth. Even though it does have that glow element to it, it's very radiant. It doesn't emphasize texture on the skin, and it's the most beautiful icy pink shade, which I'm just realizing probably isn't very complimentary to the eye look today. So do you know what? I'm actually thinking I'm not going to use this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. We've got an opportunity to see her again, which is nice. It's always nice to see old friends. Okay, so now my backup blush is, oh my gosh, you've probably met more times than you probably need to at this point because I talk about her all the time. She's the mineralized blush by the Haze to Beauty brand in the shade Angelica. A lot of people say that they feel like this blush. Sorry, I know you can just hear me like here tidying up in the background. I'm so sorry about that, guys. That must be like really, really annoying. But yeah, a lot of people say that she is very similar to the Baked Blush by Milani in the shade Luminoso, which I've always wanted to try, but whenever I've gone to buy it, like whenever I've actually had money in my account to get it, it's been sold out. So I suppose that's testament to it being a really, really good product. But yeah, I can't 100% say whether this is a really good dupe, but a lot of other people seem to think so. Oh, she's just gorgeous. She is gorgeous. She's the most beautiful radiant peach. And for the highlighter today, we're going to be using the Champagne Toned Beauty by the Huda Emoji brand. So I did recently try this and absolutely blown away. Just doesn't seem to do it justice. So as you can see, it's got this beautiful kind of flower indentation on the front. It does look to have a lot of glitter in it. You can definitely, I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but yeah, you can definitely kind of see the glitter, but this goes on so smooth. It gives you that real glass skin look. It's just absolutely blinding and I love it. Oh, by the way, just to mention, it does definitely come off as looking lighter on the skin than it looks in the pan. Like, it looks to be like a light champagne, but on the face, it definitely is what I would normally describe as being like an opalescent kind of shade. From the front view, you can't really see it, but then when I turn to the side, Get a load of that, guys. See what I mean about when I say, like, she just gives you that glass skin look. There's just no texture whatsoever. She just makes your skin look wet. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Does it really know you guys when I put highlighter on the tip of my nose? Because I was watching a Wayne Goss video the other day, and he was saying how everyone puts highlighter on the tip of their nose, but when you really think about it, like, why should it be going on the tip of the nose? Because highlighter draws attention to things, and why would you want to bring attention to the tip of your nose? But do you know what? This is the one area where I actually disagree with Wayne Goss, because I really love the tip of my nose being highlighted, and every time I do it now since watching that video, I kind of like, I doubt myself and I think, oh, should I be doing this? But do you know what? I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it because it makes me happy and I love it. The world is a tough enough place to live in without denying myself popping highlighter on the tip of my nose. I'm just not doing it. Anyway, he didn't seem to criticise putting a highlighter in between the eyes on the top of your nose, so I'm just going to keep doing that guilt-free. I'm back. I've finished everything else off. Not 100% confident that this lip shade is actually the correct one, but it's kind of too late now. We have a imminent thunderstorm coming, and it's literally getting darker and darker in my room as I speak, so yeah, I don't really have the time to actually change my lip colour right now, so I hope that this is okay and not too offensive. But I applied some black eyeliner, which is by the Eye Magic brand, and this is my favourite black eyeliner. I also applied some of the Guicami Precision eyeliner to create a little bit of a wing. This is in the shade brown, which I thought would maybe not be as stark and harsh as black, and also I felt like if I fecked up the application, it wouldn't be as noticeable. I did definitely feck up over here, so we just won't pay too much attention to this eye, but I don't think I did a terrible job. The only issue I had was because I'd applied the foil shadow, and it definitely has like a cream-like consistency. Trying to put the eyeliner over the top was a bit of a struggle, and also I am just shit at applying eyeliner, so there's that too. But you know what, I made the effort, so you know, you can't knock a girl for trying. So I have nothing but fantastic things to say about this palette. When you take into account the price, I think the quality is exceptional. The colour story within this palette seems like something that would make you wet, then yeah, I definitely don't think you'll be disappointed with the quality. If I had to guess the price of this palette, if I did not know, I would probably say a fair price for this, at a price that I feel would be reasonable and that I would be happy to pay, would be, I would say £10. Honestly, and I think that kind of sums up my feelings about the palette. I definitely think, oh, sorry, I've got really itchy forehead. Oh my gosh, I'm a bit nervous now because Alex was complaining his head was itchy yesterday, and it was literally only the morning yesterday, and yes, I'm making this story sound so overcomplicated, but that morning me and Honeys were saying how it was just like a bit odd that neither of the boys had ever had knits, when knits is such a common thing in school. Like, I had knits a million times. And so anyway, we were having that conversation in the morning, and then it was the evening. Alex was saying he was itchy, and I was like, oh shit, and now I'm itchy, and I'm just like, oh no. In effect, I would really recommend, and now I've got an itchy top lip. Oh my gosh, what is going on today? So I would really recommend this palette. I think that if you were to buy her, you would probably be deeply impressed with the quality. Ah, yes, another super affordable but super quality palette. So pleased to have picked up another absolute bargain. Okay, so I am going to skedaddle. I am literally going to probably do a mini photo shoot showing off the look, and then I'll just be removing the makeup because it is getting late here, and yeah, I'm ready to just chill out, kick back, relax. Okay, so me and Mr. Phallic Cactus are going to bid you farewell. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you so much for watching. I felt like I was singing that song, you know. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I don't know why me saying I want to thank you for watching the video actually made that song come into my head. So that makes no sense whatsoever, but does anything else that ever comes out my mouth really? So I mean, I'm going to go, bye!